Hey guys, this is Bruce. I've got another watch overview for you. This is the Seiko Sarb033. I've been admiring this watch for a couple years online and recently thought it was time to pick one up and check it out for myself. So I've got some impressions and thoughts to share with you in case anybody out there is considering purchasing one of these. I really think that it offers some great value for what you pay. You get a lot of watch for your money. I really like the design. I think it's very classic, almost retro. And with that, and also the size, the 38 millimeter, more conservative size, this is going to wear really well over the years. The quality is here. I love the case. If you can see, it's got some nice alternating brushed and polished surfaces. The lines are very fluid. Overall, I just love the shape, how it arcs here, how it arcs on the side. It's just done really well. On the wrist, it has a good presence. I think the word I would choose to describe it is probably elegant. It's very comfortable, and I think has a good presence on the wrist. So I'm really pleased with the case. I think the case exudes some really good quality, more than what this price point is. But it does lack in other areas, namely the bracelet. The bracelet, in my opinion, is not done as well as the rest of the watch. And I'll kind of go into that a little bit. It's not terrible. I mean, it has solid links, solid end links, a forged clasp, but I don't know, but I don't think it's made from the same stainless steel as the case is. It's really easy to scratch and almost has a little bit of a rattly quality to it. It's not done as nice as some of the other Seiko bracelets that I've owned. The big flaw though is on the clasp. Let me show you what I'm talking about. When it's clasped, there's a huge gap between the clasp and the bracelet, and I don't think it's just the shape of my wrist. I think it's the design of the bracelet and the clasp. This just jumps out a few millimeters, and I haven't snagged it on anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. I'm not very happy with that. I think that's the worst part of this watch, is just how the case and the clasp are. Sorry, not the case. The case is the best part. The clasp, I think, is the worst part in conjunction with the bracelet. So that could be done much better. Maybe Seiko was trying to, I guess, quote, value engineer the bracelet so they could bring the price point down to appeal to a wider population. But I would rather pay a little bit more and just have the same quality and elegance on the bracelet and clasp as what's done on the case. But that's my opinion. The dial's done well. It's got a good color to it, and in hard light it almost appears brown. It's very rich. The raised indices catch light well. It's good. The thing that's weird though is it has a little bit of lume on the inner part of the rectangular baton, or the indice. And it's done in such a small amount that it really doesn't hold any lume. It doesn't hold much at all, actually. I mean, I can charge this up with a 1,000 lumen flashlight, and I mean, it'll be glowing super bright, but 15 minutes later, you've got to squint to see the lume at all. It's just, there's so little of it, it just feels awkward on this watch, I think. This would be done better if the lume was taken off of the indices and off of the hands. Other than that, though, I think it's really well executed overall. I mean, you've got an exhibition case back for the 6R15 movement, and I've owned a couple of these movements. They're, in my opinion, really nice. They aren't a high beat frequency, but I still think that they're a good quality. my experience with these movements is you have to keep them wound, or you have to wear them frequently for them to be accurate. If it's operating off of a low power reserve, at least the ones that I've owned, they lose a lot of time, more than what's spec'd for this particular movement. You know, it can be off by a minute per day if it's running on low juice, so keep that in mind. The crown, it's got a nice stamped logo in it. It doesn't protrude very far, but it's got a nice diameter to it, so it's comfortable to use. And listen to that, it's very smooth, it's very quiet. It is not a screw-in crown, but it does have a 100-meter water resistance, and I would not be afraid to use this in water. I mean, I run it under the faucet when I clean it. I've showered with it, and I haven't gone swimming with it, but I would. The quality is there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Just overall, it has a great value for the price point, but there are a few things that I would change, namely the bracelet and the loom. But I would recommend this. I do think that it's a nice watch that will wear well over time. If you've got any questions for me, please go ahead and comment. I'd be happy to answer them, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks.